Hello everyone, welcome back to Behind the Tune. Sitting with me today, all the way from Germany, just landed in Sydney yesterday,
Hello.
is Trancemaster Krause, aka Trancey.
What's up? How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing really good. Yeah, just landed yesterday, as you said, and it already was a crazy ride.
Why is
It
that?
really was. Yeah, because like the 24-hour flight is like such a long way. If you're playing in Germany, you take a train to a show and it's maybe 6 to 7 hours. And this time it was like 24 hours, like a whole fucking day. So yeah, really exhausting, and the jet lag is like still killing me so hard. So I slept 2 nights here, and approximately every night was like 3 hours, and I woke up and I'm feeling fresh, like feeling, yeah, okay, let's start into the day at 3 in the morning,
I mean, if you're playing late, then I guess it makes sense, but
For sure.
yeah, so where did you stop over? What did you stop over, like any cities, or was it just straight
Yeah, no, we stopped in Dubai.
Dubai?
So we had like a 7-hour flight to Dubai, and then we stopped for like 1 or 2 hours. Then we went straight to Sydney. And yeah, it made a lot of fun. I think if someone ever of you flew to like Europe or the other way around for 24 hours, the children in the plane after a particular point, they're gonna freak out. So you have like maybe 10 hours of like quiet peace, and then the last 4 hours they're really giving it all, So it's really stressing a little bit from the inside.
Did you have any noise cancelling headphones?
Yeah, for sure, but
Okay.
they got like fucked at one time. Like the battery was low
Oh wow.
after like all the trip, so the battery got low, and like my charger wasn't working at the station, so I was like fucked. And then you get like these headphones from the airplane, and they're like so trash.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, there's like the flimsy like plastic ones.
Yeah, the plastic ones, the small ones. They're not like really going over your ears, and they always be like, one is like this and the other one's like this, Yeah.
For sure, yeah. So you landed yesterday or the day before?
No, the day before.
The day before.
We said yesterday,
We said
but
yesterday.
it was the day before.
It was the day before,
Yes.
okay. How was your first night/day in Sydney? In Australia, actually.
Yeah, in Australia, actually. First time. Yeah, it was a bit overwhelming. I think I had the feeling of like flying over Sydney, and I had like these pictures in my head of New York, like a little bit. So I was like, with the big buildings and the sea side and everything, I was like feeling, oh my god, we're like in a New Yorkish thing right now. Then we landed, and it was like slightly raining, but it was like super warm. And we started in Frankfurt, and it was fucking cold. I came with like a hoodie and a jacket over it, and I was like came out of the airport and was sweating my ass off already. Then we went to our Airbnb, what we got here nearby. Really cool Airbnb, like we're super happy with it. And then we was like, okay, what should we do? We're like totally awake because we slept the whole flight. Then we was like, let's walk to the opera house, and we did it in the draining rain.
Yeah, that's right, you were telling me. Yeah.
Yeah, and it took us like 50 minutes to go there, and just for have this one look at the opera house, and then we walked back, and then we was like, okay, fuck, we're fucking done. Then we went to bed, and like after 2 or 3 hours of sleep, I woke up and was like, okay, now I'm awake. We can start at 5 in the morning, I think.
Wow. Early bird gets the worm, I guess.
Yeah.
Early bird.
Yeah, like it was like too much, like cause we slept like the whole flight, so we were awake, we were fit, we had the energy, but yeah, we are not used to like this like delay of time and everything, so it was a crazy experience, and I think I'm still not over it.
Yeah, no, of course. I think that'd be overwhelming, just jumping straight on a flight. 24 hours and then.
Yeah, then directly go out, see the city, then so many like things that are coming to your head. You see so many new people, such a big difference of culture also. You have so many different cultures. We walked like through a Chinatown, then there came like an Indian area, then the next part was like a little bit Arabic, and everyone was talking a different language. So it was like really overwhelming at the first point. Also the problem was, what we didn't know, there was no place who had food after 10 p.m. So we went to every restaurant that we saw, and everyone was like, no, go to the next one. And we did it for like 2 hours and had no chance of getting food.
Yeah, Sydney's a very early city. The only places that will actually be open late at night is like fast food.
Yeah,
like
Hungry
McDonald's,
Jack's.
Hungry Jack's, or
Guys, if you're from Europe coming to Australia, Hungry Jack's is Burger King, and it's fucking trash.
Really?
Yes, I
Jesus.
need to tell you, please don't go, don't do it.
You think Burger King is better, or like Hungry
Yeah,
Jack's is horrible?
Like the Burger King at ours is better than the Hungry Jack's here, but they're both still not good.
Right. Well, the whole reason that it's not Burger King here is because there was like a lawsuit. Did you know that?
No.
So the reason it was meant to be Burger King down here. So Burger King, I
Yeah,
think
it's the same logo also.
it was
right?
initially down here, but I think there was already a Burger King here. So I think the person that owned that Burger King sued the real Burger King.
Ah,
So that's why they had to change the name to Hungry Jack's. So now that's why Hungry Jack's is basically our Burger King.
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't know. I feel like a lot of Aussies would disagree because I think Hungry Jack's is definitely one of those underrated fast foods that like
underrated.
like it's. If you want like a good fast food, you go and get Hungry Jack's. Like a Whopper is just amazing. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like not.
Maybe we had a bad day.
Yeah, maybe you went on a bad
Maybe.
Hungry Jack's.
Yeah,
I've never had
maybe.
a bad meal from Hungry Jack's.
Okay. Maybe we had like this one bad meal. What they got?
What'd you get from Hungry Jack's?
It was like grilled chicken sandwich.
Okay, yeah.
It was like so fucking dry, and I was like giving one bite, and I couldn't like bite through, and I was like, okay, no, fuck it. I won't eat
really?
it. Or maybe it was unlucky. Maybe when I got a cheeseburger or something, it would be better. But
I mean, the fries. I like the fries at Hungry Jack's, and I also like the you have to get the Whopper.
yeah, for
Whopper is-
sure. Is there like in Australia also like that you can get every burger on the menu also in the vegetarian version?
No, but I think McDonald's or Macca's has like
Yeah, I saw it.
like a McVeg or something. I don't know, but
They only have like one particular burger, but in Germany you can order like every burger from Burger King, the same like it is with like a Beyond Meat patty. So you have like the vegetarian version of every burger.
we don't have that. I think ours is mainly just all meat, and then I think it's like one or two vegetarian burgers.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah. Are you vegetarian?
No.
No,
But
yeah.
like when I go to Burger King or something, I always get like the vegetarian one because it tastes the same, and I think like eating meat from there is like even worse. But I think also like the vegetarian version isn't the best like for the environment, but yeah, it feels a little bit better maybe.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, well, we'll get off that fast food chat. We'll get into more like techno and about you.
Let's get fucking techno.
So you played at Black Noir last night,
Yeah,
which
that's
was
nice.
like a sort of spontaneous gig.
Yeah, really. They as like the friend of mine here in Australia, Brent. Greets to Brent. Love you, bro.
Shout out, Brent.
Shout out, Brent. Asked the Black Noir guy if there's like any free spot for this party tonight, and Steven was like, no, we don't have a spot, and we also paid a lot of money for the headliners that are already coming. But like 2 days ago, he sent me a message that he was like, bro, like we should book you. Like if you are here and you don't have a gig, so you're in Sydney, why shouldn't you play right now? We can switch the playtime a little bit, so we can give you 1 hour. And I was like really fucking happy. Because like I didn't imagine that someone is coming from his own like being so kind to me. So I really appreciate like Steven at this point, because he was like from his own like, okay, fuck it, we just get him when he's here. So really kind act of him. And yeah, then I got the booking, and I yesterday went to the club with like 5 or 6 German friends I met here. Like I've been here with a friend of mine from Cologne. He's here with me, but a lot of German other guys, they came to my place, so we had like a little pre-party and everything, walked to the city, walked to the club together, and it was really nice at the end because it was like really spontaneous, and also a lot of Germans came to the party afterwards. So they at first place didn't intend to go to the party, but as they saw a German guy is playing, so a lot of Germans came to the party. So it was for me like kind of familiar vibe than when I'm playing in Germany. So I have like a crowd around me with 10 or 12 German people who I can talk to and everything. So it wasn't really different to play, but I really enjoyed the set, and I really enjoyed the vibe of the club. It was a good sound. The people were screaming around. Like, I love it when the people are screaming in the drop, like yeah, let's fucking give it to me and everything. I really love it. So it gives me the instant feedback. So I had this like for the full hour, and I really I really was happy with everything.
Yeah, because who was it? Yellowheads.
Yeah, Yellowheads.
Yeah. So I was going to ask because I always ask people that play a black noir, especially they don't play hard techno or play like a genre that could be a bit slower or a bit less.
Yeah.
How was that like playing? Because obviously they're like a more of a hard techno brand, and you're more like in the trance sort of
Yeah, I can imagine.
melodic scene, I guess. how was it playing a set there, and how did you adapt your sound for it?
So like the Yellowheads, they played before me, and they really played like these kind of peak time progressive techno, but the bass lines are like literally a little bit the same. So they have like these trancy bass lines also in their tracks. So it was like really easy to adapt to their sound a little bit. So for me, it didn't felt like it felt like a journey for the full party, because the Yellowheads, they started off a little bit slower with like peak time techno, with like really more like euphoric music, bring the people in the mood. Then I came with like some proper trance music with some edits and everything to set up like the vibe even more. And afterwards, they Lestrange was his name, and Steven, they played like hard techno. So it was like a journey. We started off a little bit slower, then we get faster with some trance and get some vibe inside, and we ended off with like hard techno. So it was like a full journey, you know? Like, so it wasn't like only this genre or this genre, so it was everything combined and worked really good together, to be honest.
That's good. Yeah, I'm glad that happened, because I always like to hear about people that don't play hard techno and black noir.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. They also, like, a bartender came to me and he was like hugging me all the time and be like, oh my god, I love trance and we never do trance here, and now it's the first night I have some trance here. I'm so fucking happy you're here and everything.
Before or after you played?
Before and after.
Before and after. So it was very appreciative of your.
Yeah, he was so happy.
Set.
He was so happy.
Yeah. So going on to the rest of your Australia sort of visit, where are you off to next? You're off to Gold Coast tonight?
Yes, I'm going to Gold Coast today.
Straight after this, actually, jumping straight.
Yeah, straight after. Yes, for sure. Yeah, I don't know what to expect. My main thing is like I'm not expecting anything. I just go and see what happens, so I can not be like frustrated at any point. So I'm always happy with what happens. But for me, it's like super nice to have the privilege and chance to like see more places here in Australia when I'm here. So it's not only I'm going to Sydney and then going to Melbourne, so I have the chance even go to Gold Coast and check it out a little bit, like meet the people there, see the vibe, see the culture and everything. And yeah, afterwards we have our first days of vacation. So we have like the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, where we are fully free and have nothing to do. So we're gonna go at the beach, we're gonna chill a little bit, and I think we just do like what you all would do, like going to the beach, laying in the sun, and just enjoying like Australian vibes and everything.
At the Gold Coast.
No, we're coming back to Sydney. Sorry.
Oh, you're coming back to Sydney?
Yeah.
Oh.
We really want to go to Bondi Beach.
Yeah, Bondi.
Yeah,
Okay.
everyone was recommending it, so we was like, yeah, we go to Bondi Beach.
Yeah, Bondi is a massive tourist attraction. Some say bigger than the Opera House.
Yeah, for sure. And
no, but it should be good chilling out. So you after the Gold Coast gig, you're done, or
you're done for now for this weekend. Then we're heading like I think on Tuesday morning we head to Melbourne to visit Brent and Steph Weiser. So meet these two legends, and we planned like some sort of also touristic stuff. So at one day we go to a koala encounter. So we're gonna meet the koalas finally, because it's one of my biggest dreams, you know, like having like a koala and feeding him some eucalyptus or something. I'm like dreaming of it like for a whole year now. So I was like, we're gonna do it. And also we're gonna do a skydive. Yeah, I convinced Brent to do a skydive with me.
Oh, really?
I was like, bro, like I really think about I would like to do. He was like asking me what you want to do when you're in Melbourne. I was like, yeah, I really would like to do a skydive. Like, and he was like, no fucking way I'm doing it. And I was like, oh, come on, bro. Let's just do it. You know, like if we die, we can die together.
Oh
so
my
it's
God.
perfect.
That's grim.
And he was at some point he was like, no, fuck it, we're gonna do it. And I was like, yeah, perfect. I'm also like super afraid of heights, so it's also like I had to convince myself. But at one point in my life, I really wanted to do it. So yeah, it's time. It's time. In Germany, if you jump a skydive, you're always jumping just over fields, so you will see the same And I was thinking, when I do it here, I can see like I have a whole different view of the whole country and everything and of the places. So yeah, I think it was the best idea to do it here, not in Germany.
What you mentioned that you're not really expecting much from Gold Coast. Do you have any expectations for Australia, or are you also going into it sort of open-minded?
I have, and usually I don't have big expectations about any show, because and when I started making music, I was always so hyped to play. I was always like expecting it need to be full, it need to be so many people screaming around. So I got myself into a setting where I was expecting so much that everything what was happening maybe could frustrate me. So I switched a little bit and think about it a lot of times, and I was like, maybe I should not think too much about what could happen or anything. I would just go and see what the vibe is and just adapting what's happening in this moment, because this is making myself more happy. So it's not about the place or anything. I don't care where I play. I always give my best. I always try to do the best I can, and even if there are like 5 people in the floor in the end, I don't care. I just play for them the same I would play for like 1,000.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to go about it, because I feel like if you do expect too much, you can sort of get into your own head, and then if it doesn't turn out that way,
for sure,
you just like get very unmotivated. Have you had any experiences like that? Have you had any experience like that when you first started playing, that you sort of put the expectations too high?
Yeah, for sure.
How was that?
Like, there were some gigs where I was like, oh my god, yeah, I'm so hyped to play tonight, and I hope it's going to be full, and I want to see like many dancing people and everything. And then I came to the party, and maybe just like 100 people came, but the venue was big for like 500. So the floor was empty, the people were just standing around, nobody was really dancing, and the problem wasn't that it wasn't full or anything. The problem for me is like, I think it's about me. I think I'm the problem at this point. I'm too bad my music is too bad. I'm too bad. Nobody likes me, maybe. So is like the way of thinking in the moment when not so many people show up. But it's also because of, but that's another point. We can maybe talk about it. If you see all the Instagram videos of every DJ, you will only see fully crowded places. Everyone is freaking out. Everybody is screaming, and you can easily get the expectation every party is looking like this, like the reels from the big DJs. But it's not like this. There are also parties with only 100 people, where like 50% of them just standing around smoking a cigarette, and you play for only 50 people who are enjoying. And it's not like a big club, big venue, big sound systems. So it's not always like this.
Yeah, I think it's good. Yeah, social media can sort of change the way you think, as you said.
Absolutely,
yeah,
100%.
Makes sense. I mean, I get why DJs post those big parties, because
they will always post the good videos. It's the same for me. Like, a lot of people ask me like how I do it and how I deal with this, and for me it's the same problem. Like, I can also see the videos of big DJs playing in big crowds, and I always think like I have to do the same. And yeah, I'm doing the same, but I'm like aware of like that not every party is looking like this. But for example, why should I post a video of a party where like maybe just 10 people are on the floor, just because it's the reality? Maybe it could like help others to get a better relation of it, but yeah, maybe I should do it. yeah. If I think about it, maybe I should be like, I should post it. But at the end, like, the people would see it and be like, oh my god, it looks so boring. So the next promoter who maybe want to book me, he's like, oh, you see the last video of him? It was like so boring. There were only 10 people. Maybe don't book me. Like, so I have to put out the good videos to get like my further bookings. So it's a crazy constellation of everything you have to do, to be aware of, to get your work like going on. It's sad, but it's the reality. So.
For sure, yeah. That's a good point you make about the whole social media thing. I think that's true. I think it's, as you said, it's sad, but it's the reality.
Yeah, 100%. And nobody, what I see, not nobody, but a lot of people not talk about it. It's hard because you have so many newcoming DJs who are like really trying their best to like get into the scene, and if they only see the videos of the big DJs what they are doing, they try to adapt it. So every video in the internet and everything is looking the same now, and nobody is aware of how it really is. This is like the main problem. Nobody sees the bad points in the music scene. You will just see everything what's good about it, not the bad things. There are only a few people who really talk about it like in the publicity, but I'm really happy someone do it.
I mean, this is a great platform, great platform for it.
Yeah,
I guess
for sure.
we're bringing light to that. That yes, not all parties are always heaving and, you know, packed out shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah,
some
for
parties
sure,
can
for
be
sure.
quiet. Some parties can be, 100 people,
Yeah,
50 people.
sometimes you have to see it, like for me, just from my perspective, you have to see it as a job. Like, you're not always going to your job with the brightest smile. You're not always having the most fun at your job. Sometimes you go, play your set, and then you go home. It's sometimes also like this. You have to see it as like not only having fun times and living the best life. It's not always like this.
Yeah, I want to, obviously we'll talk about DJ starting off. I want to ask how you started. What's your story? How did you get into sort of dance music and electronic music?
Yeah, that's a really funny story. Like, for me, it's funny. Let's see if it's funny for the others.
It's funny for everyone else.
Yeah, we went out partying a lot earlier the days. Like, I'm 26 years old right now. So we started when I was like 18, 19 years old, going to the Berlin Griesmühle. Did you ever heard of the Griesmühle?
No, what's that?
One of the, for me personally, and I think for a lot of German people, maybe who are listening to this, the most famous club ever in Germany for me personally, and the best vibes and everything. So everyone who's talking about the Griesmühle is like, it was the best times we ever had in Germany for partying. So big shout out Griesmühle at this point. Really, we miss you.
Oh, is it
Still in our hearts.
Is it not
Yeah,
around anymore?
they had to close.
Oh, why's that?
I don't know the English word for it, but I think it's got like no contract to move on, like
right.
to get going on. So they like destruct it, and they build like some borough office buildings or anything. Yeah, Germany, bro. Like,
I mean, Sydney's the exact same.
it's fucking shit.
So what made that club so great?
I don't really know. It was like the whole thing. The floor was like super big. The sound was great. The people there were all like in their zone and dancing. It was like these proper techno vibes you are expecting when you're going to Berlin for your first rave, for example. This was the perfect example for a rave. Like everything, the setting, the drinks, the outdoor area, the free floors they had, everything was like perfectly set it for a good party. Also, like the music earlier was different, like these days, like when with the hard techno scene and the trance scene are coming together and moving on with like really going more in this way and everything. Earlier the days it was like proper techno, like 140 BPM straight away, 8-hour sets, and like only so it was like another vibe than today. And maybe that's why we miss it so much, because it was like nobody was like thinking about too much, but no, I like this genre, or oh no, I like this genre more. It was like only it was only techno.
So what was it called, sorry? Griesmühle?
Griesmühle.
I don't have that German accent that I can implement.
No, don't worry.
So that was like sort of the club, or those parties sort of made you want to start producing and DJing?
Yeah, it was one of this, and also another club in Leipzig where I'm from. It's called Institut für Zukunft, IFZ, and these two clubs were the clubs where I was like always going to dance and everything with my friends. And at some point I was like standing in the crowd and was thinking like, do you think it's hard to make the music here? So I was thinking of how it should be to decide what music is playing, because I got to some point where I was more into like not the proper techno anymore, and I was more thinking like, oh, maybe you should mix like some more happy vibes. You maybe should pop edit could switch inside and bring some more energy to the floor and everything. So I was like thinking about maybe I can do it. And then I was like with an older friend of mine, at his place, and he got the equipment to play like two or three CDJs and the Pioneer mixer. And he was like, yeah, you want to try and just play a little bit? And then I just played a little bit and recorded it afterwards. And I just uploaded it on SoundCloud, so just for the lols. And it immediately made like, I don't know, for like 4 years ago, it made like 2,000 or 3,000 plays, I don't know, in a week. And the people were writing, oh my god, this is fucking insane. What a nice mix. Oh my god, someone is mixing pop edits into techno or something like this. And we were like, okay, so maybe we got a point in this, you know? Like, maybe we should go on. And like after 1 or 2 weeks, I got my first club show. It was also like super random. Like, there was just like, yeah, you can come and play. And it was at EFZ, at the club, what I was talking about. Where I was like a few months maybe before, I was saying, yeah, maybe I should like decide what music is playing here. And this was the moment where I could start to decide to play. And at this point, I only knew how to play with a Pioneer mixer and like two CDJs. And I came there and they had like 4 CDJs and the Xone, or X1, if you understand better like this. And I was like, bro, fuck. I have no clue like how this thing works. And I asked the DJ who was playing before me, right during his set, hey bro, can you explain me the mixer right now? And he was explaining me the mixer, and then I just started to play like how I felt. Like, I didn't think about like how is it working. I just played, and everyone was telling me, oh my god, this was so great. We had so much fun. Even it wasn't maybe the best mixing or anything. They just said we fucking enjoyed the vibe. And at this point, I was like, for me in my head, I was like, okay, I want to go on with this, because on the one side, I was like, when I can just go into a club where I have no clue how everything works, and I can just play a set and everyone likes it, how difficult can it be to be a DJ? This was my first thinking. And the second part is like, I enjoyed it so much that the people are screaming to me and be like, yeah, oh my god. And I play a track and they be like, oh my god, you played this track. This is so nice. I knew what you're thinking and I felt the vibe. And it felt so good to me. I was like, I never want to miss this feeling again. And I decided to go on. But it took me like at least 2 years because of the COVID to get to a point where I really was like, get to know to a lot of people so I can play in clubs and everything. So it really took, for me personally, a long time, like 2 years. For others, it's even more. So I'm lucky to only had 2 years of struggling around with gigs and everything. But yeah, this was the start of my like career. Let's just say career. Yeah, it's hard to like say for myself like I made it or something like this. It's really hard to talk about like this about myself. But my friends always tell me, bro, you're fucking going to Australia. You're just a DJ from a small city in Germany and you're going to Australia, Paris or anything and play your music. You fucking made it. So sometimes I try to say, yeah, it's super nice that I can do it, but it's really hard to talk about this about myself.
Well, you got to give yourself credit, because I feel like the point where you're at as well is, you know, a lot of DJs dream of it.
Yeah,
so.
For sure, 100%. Like going to Australia, one of the biggest privileges I've ever witnessed in my life.
Yeah, no.
For me, the biggest thing ever.
Of course, yeah, I feel like you should give yourself credit, but you've also got to sort of stay level-headed and not
for sure.
go too far, you know, because that's where it can get a bit dangerous.
For sure. I always appreciate chances like this, you know. For me, it's like the greatest thing also to see my parents, like they sending me message like, son, you're in Australia, like send us pictures, we're so happy for you and everything. And I'm like, whoa, yeah, I made my parents also happy with what I'm doing, you know, even if it's the DJ job, you know.
Yeah, I guess everyone's definition of success is different though.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
Would you say that you've experienced a lot of success? Would you define what you've experienced successful?
Yeah, I think this is like the most difficult question for me personally, because my friends hate me for this. I think if they see it, they will hate me again, because I would say I'm not successful. They will say, bro, you're super successful, but I would say there's even more space to go on. There's like more chances. There will be even bigger gigs and everything. So it's not. I'm not at the peak for myself. There's more to come, hopefully, and I also think so that there's more to come.
What what's like, I guess on that note, then what's like your goals and like what's your ambitions then in terms of that room for growth?
Like not growing. I think the I can't really I don't really know how to say, but not growing like in the reach or anything. I'm fine with where I am right now, 100%. More success for me would mean like keeping this energy for like the next, not only months, like for the next years, and also like that the people are still happy with what I'm doing. I think this is for me the biggest success. That every time I'm going out of a show, the people are coming and saying, this was nice, I really enjoyed it, and maybe sometimes they say, I will never forget it. So this is my personal success for me. It's not about the money, it's not about like the big shows and everything, it's about that you make the people happy for me. This for me, this is the biggest success for me.
And then doing that consistently as well.
Yeah. And keep the energy like exactly like this.
No, I think that's a good way to look at it, because I feel like I've talked to a few DJs and artists and stuff, and a lot of them say if you just stay authentic and don't chase, say, money or status, it will come naturally.
For sure.
To look for it, I guess.
Yeah, if you keep the energy and make the people happy, the rest is coming. The money and the bigger shows and everything is coming on its own. I think if you're at the party and you have like nobody knows you and there are like 100 people and let's say 10 of them, they'll be like, this was so nice. So they will maybe come again at another show at another city, for example, and you have 10 more fans out of nowhere. So, and if you keep this vibe and this energy, it's like growing organic, I think.
Yeah, for sure. I think I've heard that a couple of times from people. I think it's just about being authentic and staying true to yourself.
For sure.
Yeah, 100%. So you started DJing right before COVID, and then COVID hit, and then you sort of had that little 2-year period.
Yeah, I started making music. It was like 1 year of like just for the fun. We just played some music at some small venues with friends, always at home parties and something like this. So no real like, I wouldn't say this was like real DJing or anything. We just had some fun with some players. Then the COVID came, and during the COVID, I was always going to a friend and I recorded mixes. I think this was the point, because that's why I have had the chance to like immediately start after COVID to play shows, because I consistently posted mixes every month. I posted a new mix. So the people who are like at home during the COVID, they could listen to the sets, and afterwards they came out of the COVID, want to party again, maybe like 1,000 or 2,000 to listen, who listened to my sets. They really wanted to see me play, so I had the chance to immediately started to play after COVID. I also had like my first Berlin shows, like I think it was like 2 Berlin shows in a row in the same night, in like for the first time going to Berlin. And I played also like that's where I'm really, really happy for. I played a set like after Engikor and Gabriel Patrevetti. I forgot the second name.
No,
you know them?
No, I'm not sure.
These are like really, really big hard techno legends. Really, really big legends for me personally, and also like for the scene, I think. And I played a set after them, so I had like a big crowd, like a really, really, really big crowd.
In Berlin.
Yes.
Wow.
So it was like really crazy, and they all stayed for my set, but nobody knew me. Nobody had a clue who I was, and it started off with like the Trancey vibes, you know. It was a hard techno party and at an open air, and I started off with like the DJ Heartstring tracks, and it was like also the start of DJ Heartstring. So I could have played their tracks, and they just knew them maybe from DJ Heartstring themselves. So they was like, yeah, that's exactly the vibe we all want right now. The happy vibes, the happy tunes, like everyone is smiling on the dance floor and everything. So yeah, I could have adapted this like really good. And this was the start where I was like, to be someone in the scene, because I played something different than every other, I think.
Yeah. So because obviously you do a lot of trance stuff, and it's very, I guess, similar sound to what DJ Heartstring are doing.
Nah, not anymore.
Not anymore.
But
when you started off.
When I started off, like I really was like searching for the DJ Heartstring tracks at the start, because they made the music I liked for myself. Because I was like, I myself, I was looking for exactly this vibe. So I was like super happy that some producers exactly produced the tracks where I want to go. So it was like perfect adaptation, I think. But not only DJ Heartstring, but I always mention them because they were like for the whole trance scene. They made the step in the foot in the door, you know.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
They were like the pioneers.
They opened up the scene for like a lot of newcomers who can come with some other vibes than the hard techno or the normal techno vibes. So yeah, I think all of us trance DJs were like super happy to have them because they like I said, they open up the door for everyone.
Yeah, for sure, they definitely did. I remember hearing them for the first time. It felt like a brand new sound.
Yeah,
when they came out with their like first couple tracks.
I never listened to them playing, I think.
Oh, you never seen them live?
No.
Oh.
We met once, but this is a different story. I can tell you like after the podcast. This is nothing for the camera.
This is like an off-air chat, camera chat.
Yes.
But no, yeah, of course, obviously you said so Heartstring was sort of DJ Heartstring was sort of like your early inspirations in a sense.
Yeah, from the musical wise, definitely. DJ Heartstring and Echoes of October.
Oh no!
You don't know.
No.
Yeah, these two were like some inspirations because they were like the first DJs to really play like the old school trance vibes. What for me was like made me think of the old Love Parade Love Parade. You know Love Parade?
Yeah, but the Who.
It made me think of the times again because we never been there because it was like so far away for us. But we saw the videos and it somehow came to the point where we got the same vibes like this again on the dance floor in Berlin and everywhere around. A little bit. Not everyone will say it's not the same, but for me it was like a little bit. I had the thinking of it's the same.
It's like that nostalgic feeling.
For sure.
Yeah.
Even if I wasn't there, like I had the feeling, we get the good times back now.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. I feel like, as you said, DJ Heartstring sort of opened up the door for that sort of happy dance music, I guess you can call it.
It's not techno. It's also not trance. If someone is asking me if it's spelled trance or trance, because it's like trance is like the genre and trance is more like the vibe.
Oh, okay.
So the music isn't like a particular genre. It's a vibe you're creating. That's why I say to myself I'm the trance master, but. To keep it real, it's exactly the Trancemaster because it's for the vibe. Because I'm not only playing trance.
It's like a vibe master.
Yeah, maybe I'm the master of everything, you know.
Right. So then you sort of so you went to those parties. You sort of found love for music through those parties and thought to yourself that I can do this. At what point did you realize, oh wow, I can actually do this? Was it straight after COVID or
no, not at all
or something?
After COVID, I started also a study.
Okay.
But I can't tell in English because I forgot the name in English what I started studying.
Okay, yeah, cool.
I just forgot the English word for it. And there came like I had like a dilemma. The dilemma was I have a booking request for Paris or I will do my math exam. And so I was like sitting at home, like learning for the math exam, and I was like, I have no chance to like go through this. Like I would just go to Paris and fuck this exam, and will just play my show and be like, no, I will stop the study at this point. Will search for a job, and I will work so long at this job until I make so much. I make enough money with the music so I can stop working. This was like in my head. And then I just like manifesting it, and then I just did it. I quitted the university and went to the Paris gig, came back and searched for a job in my place. And then I was like working for 2 years now at the call center. You know, like I worked in a place where when your car break down on the street, you can call like a help,
like a road. We call it roadside assistance.
Yeah, like a road assistance.
Roadside assistance. Yeah.
Yes, and I was like sitting in the call center and sending them the help for like 2 years, 40 hours a week on the mobile phone. I was like going crazy, but after 2 years, I finally made it to the point where I could decide. I don't know how to say. Like, I came to the point where I was making enough money to say I will not go to this work again.
So you quit.
So I just was like to the chef. I just came at one point in the morning. I came to him and was like, "This is my last day," and he was looking at me and was like, "Oh, you made it finally with the music." I was like, "Yeah," and then
that's
we
cool.
like checked and was like, "You can go, it's okay." And then I was like going off and never came back.
Oh wow, that's really cool. Your boss is like really supportive as well.
Yeah, for sure. They were also not happy, I think, with working in a call center. You know?
Oh, they themselves.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, yeah. A call center doesn't sound.
No, this is like one of the worst things, because it's like this work is like repeating itself like every time, every day. There's nothing different.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, call centers. They're a popular job, but they're not.
Yeah,
the
it's making money. You know,
Yeah.
it brings the bread.
Yeah, 100%. So then, after, when was that? When did you quit your job and sort of went music full time?
Oh, I was so afraid.
When was that?
2023 in January.
Oh, so pretty recent. It's only been what, a year now?
Yes,
Oh,
approximately a year.
how was that? How was that making that decision though to quit your job and pursue music? Like, was it in your head, in your mind, was it a bigger risk back then?
Yeah, like at the point where I quitted my job, I respected and appreciated the money I'm earning for this job even more. Like, I have another view on everything, because like now I'm 100% self-employed, so I have no like other backup or anything. Before I was like having my job, so when I don't have like a gig, I could have go to the job maybe 8 more hours to have some more money. But right now it's like, if I don't have a gig, I'm not getting money. That's the point where we get back to the social media point, because you have to like consistently do your work in the Instagram and everything, because you need your jobs to earn the money. And if you're not getting the money, nobody's helping you. So in Germany, you're not getting help from like anyone if you're self-employed. It's your job to make your money. So you have to like consistently working on it.
Yeah, for sure. And so where was this point? So where were you living at this point when you quit your job?
Where?
Where were you living? Yeah.
Yeah, still in the same place, in Halle.
Halle. Where's and that?
Halle is like a smaller city with like 300,000 inhabitants, and it's like 1 hour train drive to Berlin. Yes, it's a place. It's quiet, I would say. It's a cool place where you not have the stress and not have so many people, so you can really like come home and be like and breathe for a second. Yes.
Okay. How was it growing up in Halle?
What's going up? You mean like clubs or like?
Yeah, just like the music scene back then, and just growing up and musical influences back then.
Oh yeah, we're from the east of Germany, and the east of Germany is like well known for like techno. It's called like hard tech. It's not hard techno. It's hard tech. So if you know the Korg, you know Korg? It's like the Korg synthesizer.
Oh right.
And this is like if you think of the East Germany and the techno scene, you always have this. I will show you a picture afterwards, and maybe we can like afterwards like point it in for the people. You will always think of this piece of making music, and it's so such a crazy music. I will show you afterwards for sure. It's so funny.
So what sort of music? How would you describe the music then?
It was before like hard tech, and it switched also to like pop music and R&B and hip hop, like more like this chart music. You have more like study parties where like students go out after their studies and everything. Or also if you're going to school and you're like 16, 17, 18 and you have your exams or something like this, you do like parties in the clubs there. It's not really techno vibes, but after years, like every year a bit more like small collectives got together and like did like maybe drum and bass party or like a Goa party, psytrance. So there are all kind of genres at our place, but for me, I have the thinking nothing of it is like really going perfectly well. So everything is okay. You can, if you want to party, like you can go to everything you want, but nothing of it for me is like this is the party where you should go. It's like, and I don't like to go out partying in Halle and anything. It's not like my happy place for partying.
Where is your happy place for partying?
At Griesmüller.
Greece.
And it's not there anymore, so I won't go out partying.
We were actually talking about this off camera. You were saying that Berlin isn't necessarily.
Yeah, I told you.
I was gonna ask, like, how is it being a DJ and an artist in Germany? Because obviously Berlin's known for its thriving techno rave scene.
Yeah, for sure. Everyone is thinking going to Berlin is the main thing to step up your techno game or anything. But you have to see in Berlin there are like so many people. I don't know, to be honest, how many? 7 million? No, it's not 7 million. Maybe it's 3.5 million people. And I have the feeling, and a lot of people are saying this, every third person is a DJ, you know? So if you have the thinking, I go to Berlin to step up my techno game and be like the next big newcoming DJ, you have like at the same time maybe 5,000 others with the same thinking at the same moment. So maybe it's easier to go to another place just right now to make yourself like a way into the scene, because it's so overrun. There are so many people making music. If I see the Berlin lineups right now, every time I see new names, and I'd be like, where are they all come from? You know, like there's so many new names, and I think also like the quality of the music in itself, it runs a bit lower because they're like too many people try new things and try to be the next new coming artist. So everyone is doing a little bit something different, and it really like goes on the quality for me just personally. I don't want to say to anyone that they're doing shit or they're doing bad music or anything, not at all, but maybe we should go back to like get more quality into the music and not quantity.
Quantity, yeah.
Yes, quantity was the word.
Quality over quantity, yeah, for sure. I guess you make a good point though, because a lot of people from, especially Australia, like Sydney, Melbourne, and obviously all around Australia, a lot of them sort of go to Europe to get that next big break. And I think nowadays as well, DJing has become so normal.
Yeah, it's a normal thing. Like, as I said, if you're going in a bar in Berlin and you're sitting there with, maybe there are like 30 people in the room and you're a DJ, you're not the only one who's DJing. 100% not. There's at least someone is also DJ at any point.
So in your eyes then, and sort of your opinion, how do you reckon people can sort of differentiate themselves and be different in such a from what you were saying, a very saturated market?
That's a really good question.
Because I feel like you've sort of been able to differentiate yourself and sort of been able to pick yourself apart from.
Yeah, for sure. Because
the common crowd.
But for me, it was like the coincidence or the point where I was lucky, because I wanted to do some different music than the others, and there was no like really trance scene in Berlin, and everybody was doing hard techno, so I could have just played trance, and it was like different than what every other DJ was playing. So I think I was at the right time, at the right place with the music I was doing. And right now, I think because there are so many people, it's hard to find something new. I think this is the big problem, because there is enough music, but not enough different music you can play that the people want to go dance to. I think this is the main problem. So if you're like the 20th hard groove DJ in a row in a club, so you're not making it maybe special for the people. So you have to, if you want to make it different, you have to really like, before you say you're a DJ or anything, really think about what you want to do and what you want to make the people feel, I think. So what is the vibe you want to create? What do you want to make the people think of you or anything? So it's more that you have to think about what you're doing, I think. Just like think maybe twice what you really want to do.
Yeah,
it's hard to give like the best advice at this point.
Of course, it's definitely like, I definitely threw that question on you, but it's still some good advice there. You've sort of you've really, it's a bit more strategic now.
What do you mean?
More strategic, like more strategy.
Yeah, it's a strategy.
So you've got to like.
It sounds like really weird, but it is like this, like it really is like a strategy. You have to know what you're doing at some point. You can just go there, play set, and think you're the next star. There's no chance. Yeah,
100%. I agree with that. Even here in Australia, obviously not as saturated as something like Germany, Berlin. we're sort of seeing the same thing where, you know, it's hard to differentiate yourself now because there is a sound that everyone likes, right? And if you bring something new, it's not 100% that it's gonna be good and people are gonna actually enjoy it. So everyone sort of tries to sort of go with what everyone enjoys.
What I want to say to this now, I can remember. You also have to show the people that you by yourself also like what you're doing. That's, I think, one of the biggest part why I'm maybe a bit different, because I'm not too introverted in playing, so I can show my feelings while I'm playing. So the people who are dancing, they see me enjoying the music as they maybe enjoy it at the moment. So I'm not like the DJ, I'm more like part of everything at this moment. We're all together, not one is the DJ and one are the dancers. We're all together at this moment because we're all enjoying the music right now.
Yeah, for sure. So you sort of showing on stage and in the booth that you are enjoying.
Yeah, for sure. I love to play and I love to make music. So you can always see me smiling in the booth, because sometimes I put my headphones on to do a transition and I start laughing because I'm listening to it and be like, wow, this will be like so nice right now.
Yeah.
And the people don't know what's coming, and maybe the people are looking at me and I start smiling, so they know, oh, something is coming maybe in the next 2 minutes.
That's pretty cool. Well, that's I never thought about it that way. That like, yeah, you look like smiling while you're mixing in something.
But it doesn't mean that you have to smile while you're playing or you have to dance your asses off. This is like nothing I want to say about it. It's just me personally, because I have the feeling I can be a little bit extrovert at the booth, because I know a lot of people are not the same as me. They may be more introvert and they can't show their feelings in the booth because they have to concentrate on playing. So just because I'm doing it, it doesn't mean someone else has to do it to show it, but it's just one point out of a lot.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's a good point as well. I think we were talking to him earlier, Brent as well.
Yeah,
Brent's very good on stage.
Yeah, Brent is someone. Yeah, I really like to. I like to watch his videos. Like, where he's always like, yeah, I love it.
Yeah, shout out Brent. Great stage presence. Have you always been sort of extroverted, and like in terms of like, I guess, dancing and sort of doing that, or is that sort of you've developed it as you're been DJing and producing?
I always like to dance. Like before, earlier was like at the floor. Now I can't go to the dance floor again. When I'm on the floor, I can't like get in this vibe like to dance like fully free. But as soon as I get into the booth, I'm like the old raver again.
Why is that? Why can't you do it on the dance floor anymore?
Oh, this is like a deep question. This would take too long to answer.
What's like? Do you have like a quick response?
The quick response is like, maybe for me personally in my head, it separated the artist from the real person a little bit. So when I step into the booth, I can be the artist and feel free. And maybe when it's the other way around. Maybe when I step into the booth, I can fully be myself. And maybe when I'm on the dance floor and a lot of people maybe recognize me or anything, I can't be fully free. I'm feeling more like the artist and be like, oh no, I'm not gonna dance with everyone, and feel like maybe, there's more boundaries and everything. So I will like keep myself on the ground and be like a little bit more shy and everything.
Interesting. I never thought about it that way. I guess, yeah, because I guess if people recognize you but I guess it doesn't really matter, because if you're the same person on stage and you're doing the same thing on the dance floor, then I guess...
Yeah, it's just for me. I think I just separated it because it makes me like not... Yeah, it's like a defending position. Just like, I don't know how to say it really in English, but it's a defending position.
No, of course.
If I'm the artist, I'd be like maybe more confident if someone is talking to me, like because
professional sort of.
Yeah, some sort of professional. And if I step into the booth, I can be my inner child.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's a cool way to put it, though. I never really thought about it that way. It's a great way to put it. So, obviously, you've been DJing and stuff as well, but you've been producing as well, making music, releasing music. Yeah. How long after you started DJing did you start producing music and releasing music?
Yeah, this is also like a super funny story, because I released a lot of tracks with friends without having like Ableton or like any DAW on my own. So I was just meeting friends and we started producing together, and I didn't had like a lot of clues like how to do it. So I just like got my input to the guys who are like working with the Ableton, for example. and I just bought a MacBook like last year and started really producing by myself 100% like last year.
Last year?
Yes.
Oh, wow, okay.
Like really doing it on my own. Like I knew how to do it and everything, but I never had the money to buy a MacBook or Ableton. So I was like just going to friends' places and they had like the AVs so we could work together at their places, but I never had it on my own to really produce my own music. So as I bought everything, like I was lucky. I worked with like so many good people like Part-Time Killer, DJ Tradex, H369. Shoutouts to you guys at this point. And they really like have a lot of knowledge about the making music. So I had the chance to learn a lot and could use it when I got the MacBook and everything. So I immediately got the MacBook and was like, okay, we download Ableton and let's fucking go. And then I immediately did like a EP, like 5 tracks in a row. And I was like super happy with the outcome. And 2 of them are already released right now. And if you listen to the podcast, the next 2 are also released.
Yes, it should be, was it 22nd of February?
22nd February, like the whole
yes.
EP got released. So you can then, so I think we can like maybe like get like a shortcut with the tracks or something. That's a promotion, you know?
Yeah, some promo. If you're listening to this,
to just show you what I mean. You know?
Yeah, no.
Like,
if you listen to this podcast now, all the tracks are released. Is it on Spotify and SoundCloud or just SoundCloud?
until the podcast is released, I think they're also on Spotify.
Okay,
yes.
so they're on Spotify right now. Is it a 4-track EP?
Yeah, it's a 4-track.
4-track EP has been released because this will be released, I think, in around March. So the whole thing will be released. So go have a listen after you listen to this podcast. Go have a listen to
thank you so much,
Trancy's
bro.
music.
Yeah,
So you started producing only last year.
Yeah, it was like in September, October.
Oh wow! So, but you released pretty quickly. So like because I spoke to a lot of people and DJs, and a lot of them sort of wait a while to release. They sort of sit on tracks.
Yeah, it's also like where 2 different views can go. You know, like the one side they say I will work so long on my music until I think it's perfect. And for me, it's a bit different because I don't wait until I think it's perfect. I will maybe send like 2, 3, 4, 5 people the tracks I made and ask them, hey, what do you think about it? Like, would you like to listen to in a club? Then I maybe just do like a quick mastering from a friend or something, take the track, go in a club, just play it and see how the people react. And sometimes it's not that I'm 100% confident with the track, but it's like 90%. And I see the people up, but the people would be like really into the song. I'd be like, okay, then I will like bring it out, because sometimes it's not about me. It's just like a little ego thing for me personally. I'm sure like everyone want to put up music they're 100% fine with, but sometimes we have to step our own ego a little bit back and see if the people like it. Maybe we can just like give it to them, but it's just like my personal view. Not everyone should think like this, because obviously you should be also 100% fine with what you're doing, but you will never make it perfect. I can tell you, like if I want to make a perfect track, it would take me like maybe 10 years. I don't know, like,
because you're always going to keep coming back and changing something.
And you get better
stuff.
day by day. So if the tracks right now, for example, for the EP, so if I would do them right now, maybe I would do them better like 2 or 3 months ago, you know? So I had to bring them out to see the feedback of the people. What can I do maybe better? Like also to listen to them after the mastering and be like, okay, this one I could have done this. Maybe I will do with another track, I will do this and everything. And for the next tracks, I can do like what I think is maybe the better way, but it's a learning process. So that's why for me, bringing the tracks out, not immediately after you produce them, but when you feel like a little bit confident with it, because you need the feedback. If you have to decide on your own, is the track perfect now? You will always say it's not perfect, I think. And you can ask every DJ, you will always find, like, even if it's just a small thing where they say, no, I could do this better, so I won't bring it out. And this is for me like a stupid thinking, because you will always say it's not the best.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it, because everyone that I've talked to has said that they never think their tracks are perfect. But like, as a listener,
me neither.
Yeah, see, but as a listener, you don't think about that. You're like, oh, that
No.
song goes so well in a club or in that
Yeah,
setting or in the
yeah.
car even or in your headphones. Like,
It's the same with the transitions in the mix, you know? Like some are so perfectionistic that they be like, oh, I have to do the perfect mixing in the club or anything. But I can tell you 90% of the people on the dance floor, they don't mind if you're doing a small mistake. Maybe they don't even hear it, you know? So that's why I said step your ego like a little bit back, because maybe the people don't even recognize, because it's not about the skills 100% sometimes it's also about the vibe. And if you're creating a good vibe, you can also do a mixing mistake without making the set like bad. It can still be good, you know.
100%. I actually agree with that. I think, yeah, as I said, as a listener, you don't really listen to the mistakes anyway. Like, you don't hear them.
Yeah, as a DJ, you're
As
gonna
a, yeah,
hear.
of course.
As a DJ, you always hear the mistakes in the club, and you always be like this. Push it a little bit.
There's a beat match error there.
Yeah,
or something.
You're standing there and always be like, come push it a little bit, just a little bit.
But yeah, I think maybe that's what some DJs are scared about. There's other DJs in the crowd who will notice it. But I mean, look, if you're up in the booth, you're playing.
Yeah, you're playing. It's your set, and nobody had to tell you is coming, or nobody has the right to come to you to say, "Oh my God, you did a mistake. This was so bad." You know, we're not machines. People are making mistakes, and maybe it was not your best day or anything, so nobody should judge you because you do a small mistake or you have a track and you did something where someone else would say, I would do it different, because it's your way to express yourself in this moment right now, so nobody has the right to judge you at this point.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's a great way to put it. That's awesome. Couldn't have said it better myself, because yeah, you can't be too critical of people.
Yeah, for sure.
Because yeah, as you said, it's your way of expressing yourself. Yeah. So no one, as you said, no one has the right to tell you what's wrong.
If like you meet people after a set and you're asking, hey, how you like it? And someone is coming maybe to you and say, oh yeah, at this one point you did like the small mistake and yeah, it really get the flow out of the set. I'd be like, oh yeah, thank you for telling, maybe. And be like, oh yeah, so I had a bad day. So you can like communicate in the right way. It's better than just someone coming to you and be like, oh my God, this was so shit. Or you see someone in the crowd and making like a weird face because you just like did a small mistake, you know? Really, can you make you feel uncomfortable with the situation, you know?
100%, yeah. But I think as long as you provide the vibes.
For sure.
And people like it, then if 95% of people like it, job done. So what's been like your favorite gig so far? Because you've had the privilege of playing around at a lot of venues within Europe, and then obviously now in Australia.
For sure.
What's been your most memorable and favorite gig that you've played?
I hate this question because I don't want to put like any gig or like above the other. I liked every gig I played, not the same, but I liked every single one of it. And if I have to pick one show, I think I would have to pick two.
Okay, we can go two.
Yeah, one of it was the first face-to-face edition at Gotek in Karlsruhe.
Mm-hmm.
We can also like maybe put in a video for the people so they see. So face-to-face means we're not playing back-to-back. Right. We're playing face-to-face. Like one is here and one is here, right. And we have the DJ set up in between.
So do you have two separate CDJs?
Yes.
And mixers?
Yes.
Right.
Everyone has his own setup, and we're playing not with the face to the people. We're playing with the faces to our partner in this moment. Wow. And this is like a really, really unique vibe. Not only for us, also for the people, because it has this vibe of like a boxing match, a little bit. So we have two people stepping into the ring, and like it's a little bit like fighting against each other, also working with each other. It's like both at the same time. So you try to steal the track of the other. You can mix tracks in, but you don't have a clue where it comes from, you know, because you don't see it. You can only hear what the other one is doing. You can only hear it through the headphones, so you don't see what he's doing exactly in the moment. This is like really make it special. This is like,
I think I've seen that once or twice on Instagram.
Yeah, I can also show you afterwards.
Yeah, it's cool. I think I've seen it. It's a cool concept though. Like, so it's not really like a back-to-back. So you're sort of like stealing tracks.
I think it's a versus.
Oh right, okay, it's a versus. Okay,
they call it a versus.
And what's the other?
And the second one was the closing of the Fiese Remise. It was like the first club in Berlin what was allowing me to play in their halls, and I had the chance also to play the closing. So I played one of the last sets in the whole club because it closed.
Oh, wow.
And this was for me the most emotional one. So I literally played like, I don't know, it wasn't so long. It was like maybe 6 or 7 hours, I guess.
You play for 6-7 hours.
Yeah, it was 6 or 7 hours. I literally broke down in tears afterwards because this place gave me so much. It made me who I am. It gave me the chance to like play in Berlin for more than one time. They always gave me a chance. They always booked me again. And it was like, yeah, for me, the most emotional ride. So I was like breaking down in tears afterwards, see all my friends on the floor, and everyone was like has tears of joy and tears of sadness like at the same point.
Would have been a bittersweet moment.
Yeah, one of the best moments, because it's not always so easy to express your feelings 100%. And this was a moment where everyone was like really breaking out of themselves.
Yeah, that's good. I guess off that, how would you describe the sort of crowd within Berlin when it comes to raving, compared to like when you first started going out to sort of now, a bit more modern?
The crowd really changed. So it's really different. Just there are like a few points why it is like this, but the main reason for me is like that the crowd is like, there's a new generation right now in the whole scene. Everyone would maybe say right now it's a TikTok generation or something like this. Yeah, everyone would say, but I think it's not like this 100%. It's just younger people. As I remember, when I was like 16, for example, I went to clubbing for the first times, for example, and there were people maybe also 26, 27. They saw me and be like, oh my God, what the fuck are they doing here? But they accepted me, you know? So I have the feeling of myself that I want to respect the new generation with what they're doing. So if the new generation is coming to the clubs and start like making weird dances and having all the same kinky outfits, then it is like this, you know. I want to accept them at some point, but it's not super easy because it's like it's different, you know. But I don't try to say like something bad about it, because yeah, I just want to keep the respect for every people who's going out to party, because everyone has their reason to go out partying, and if they like the music and enjoy their night without like disrespecting other people or their boundaries, I'm totally fine with everyone who's coming. If even if they are just on the floor like filming themselves, you know, it's cringe. But then it is like this, you know. Let them do, as long as they not filming others or making fun of others or anything. If they just do it for themselves, it's okay for me. But they have their own vibe. It's really different.
Yeah, I think because techno and dance music isn't inclusive. It's meant to be a very inclusive culture. So, as you said, like as long as they're not doing anything to harm anyone, then you can't.
Yeah, it's always much. Yeah, you can't say much against it, because when they have their fun and this is their way to express themselves and to have a fun night, yeah, what should I say? Should I say, go, you know, you're not allowed to be here? Who am I, you know?
Like, plus you're the DJ, you're playing, you know, to them, and they're enjoying your music, so they're sort of helping you in that sense. So
yeah,
like,
they paid the same amount of money to get inside, you know? They also have like maybe a full-time job or anything besides, so they have to like work every day, and they want to just enjoy their night. So who am I to tell them what they should do, you know? You know, like I can imagine people hating on this like TikTok wave, but this is like, for me, I can get the point, because there are people who are trying to tell you how you have to be at the rave. You know, the videos of like how to dance at the rave, for example. And for me, it's like, dance however you want, like just how you feel. Don't make moves like you think you have to do or someone tells you, or dress like someone tells you. That's why I always like try not to wear like the most usual clothes. So I just sometimes I just go out in jeans, like, or casual, or like a sweatpants or something, to show that it's not about like you not have to like make yourself a costume, but if you want to customize yourself, then just do it. If you like it, then just do whatever you like to. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think with the TikTok generation, though, as like we call it, I think it comes back to what we're talking about with social media, how a lot of people are sort of going out to sort of, I guess, quote unquote, show off at these events.
It's a little bit like this.
So there can be that sort of misinterpretation that people are out there
it's a small
for the
gap.
wrong reasons.
It's a small gap, because there are people who are going out just to like show themselves, and there are other people like just enjoying their night, but they're doing like literally the same, but it's not the same,
Yeah, there's a very small gap between that.
Yeah,
like,
it's a very small gap.
and I guess, I feel like if they're enjoying themselves, then so be it. But it's hard to sort of, I guess, when you're older as well, when you see a
It's
new
hard.
generation coming into
It's
the club.
hard to accept. Sometimes it's hard to accept the reality.
I think COVID as well sort of made it a bit harder, because if you think about it, some people lost 2 years of their life
For sure.
of like going out clubbing and stuff, or just going out in general. But they've come back clubbing, and now there's a whole new generation they
for
haven't
sure.
been able to adapt to. That's just sort of showed up.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's also definitely affected. how
It
people
was
perceive
also
it.
really quick. It wasn't like for the 2 years they didn't have the time to like adapt to it. It was just happening.
They just went to a club after COVID, and there was all of a sudden a fresh new generation that's in there.
At one point, like at first point in Berlin, techno was always like it's not allowed to film, and there are still like a lot of clubs where it's still not allowed to film, and I really like this kind of vibes. But there are also a few clubs right now where it is allowed. For example, they're just adapting to the new generation, and they just allow it. But it's like, for me, now I'm gonna see it as the perspective of a DJ again. For me, I'm living off the people posting maybe sometimes videos after my sets. So promoters and even other people see the videos and be like, oh my god, this looks so nice. Maybe I'll go to a rave where he's playing next time. So it's also, again, a small gap that filming is allowed, filming is not allowed. So I can't really tell you what's the right way. Maybe I think about what I thought about sometimes is that I would cut every phone off, and there's only like 1 or 2 videographer at the parties who's the only one who's allowed maybe to make like videos and everything. And if you want to get filmed while you're dancing, you can go to him and maybe ask, hey, can you film me while I'm dancing? What is like really weird way right now when I think about it, but maybe this is like some way to go, so nobody has their phones out and getting on the nerves of others. But if you want to get filmed, you have the chance to maybe do it like with a professional videographer, and the DJs still get their content. And maybe if you don't like to be filmed, you're not getting in the front row when like there's a cameraman,
So at those like raves in Germany that don't have phones, do they have videographers there, or is it just no video at all?
In Berlin there's usually no videographers
At all, so it's just
phones are usually not allowed on the floor. Like, phones are allowed, you can write a message or something, but
no filming.
You have stickers on the cameras, and videographers are also usually not allowed. I maybe had one time at the Berlin show where I had a videographer with me, but there are also a few clubs and a few parties where it is allowed, but it's very unusual in Berlin. For example, also in Leipzig, where I'm from, also the parties what I'm providing in Halle before, we always like put stickers on the camera.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, for us it was our way to go, and we learned it like this, so we still do it, and we want to respect everyone, and the most people are like super happy that we're doing it.
Is that common in across Germany, or
It's not across Germany.
Oh, it's not across.
It's just a few clubs.
Right.
Really, just a few.
Oh, okay.
In Berlin, a lot. It seems like that is like a thing in Germany because a lot of Berlin clubs are doing it, but all over Germany, it's just like a few ones.
Yeah. Have you had So where have you played in Germany? So have you played mainly in Berlin?
No, not mainly. I think everywhere right now. There's really not a place where I still want to play where I haven't been, I think.
What is it?
No, there is no place.
Oh,
like,
there's no. Oh, okay, yeah.
I think I did all cities I really wanted to go at one point. I think from right now, every new show at a new city maybe or a new club is extra for me.
Oh, wow.
So I'm fine with like everything I achieved with like the making music.
So is there any like dream venue or dream gig that you sort of want to play, or festival even?
Yeah, there are a few.
What are they?
But I don't know if I can tell it because it would be like spoiler.
Oh, so you already booked for them?
Yeah,
Oh.
because I was dreaming of a few ones, but I'm already booked
On those ones?
for those ones I was really dreaming of. But I can tell, like in July this year, I'm playing for Boiler Room.
Ooh, awesome.
Yes, in Berlin.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, I got a booking request for the Boiler Room, and this was like one of the biggest dreams ever for me.
That's so sick. Yeah.
Really.
Congratulations,
Oh, thank you so much.
Hopefully everyone can hear this. Otherwise, I'm going to have to cut it out if it doesn't get announced before that. But hopefully by the time this comes out, you know.
Yeah, they should announce it like in the next 1 or 2 weeks. So I think the podcast will be out after the announcement. Then I'll be fine.
If not, then sorry guys, you're not going to hear this.
I'm not going to play there.
That's awesome. What about like any dream festivals do you have?
It's funny because I would say it's Tomorrowland, but I don't know why. It's just this thing of like when I started listening to electronic music, we always listen to the live streams or to the videos from the Tomorrowland because EDM or this kind of music was with what we started to listen to electronic music. So I always was like, someday going to Tomorrowland and I don't know, partying there. And now when I see like friends of mine are playing at the Tomorrowland stage, you know, so right now I can see that there's maybe a chance one day to be there and like play a small set. So this would be like one of the really biggest dreams. But I already fulfilled all dreams I could ever dreamed of. I'm in Australia. I played for me, like playing out of Berlin or out of Halle, where I'm from, at other cities and have the privilege to go like on 2 or 3 shows a weekend. This was like all I was dreaming of, and it's already happening. So I'm in the bonus.
So everything now is just a bonus.
Yeah, I'm already in the bonus.
That's awesome. How's it? I sort of jumping around. How's it been doing music full time? So you talked about doing, you know, your dream was just to play out of Berlin, but now you're sort of touring in Australia and
for sure
playing different cities. How's it been doing music full time?
It's like like a two-sided thing. It's like 50%. It's like the dream everyone is dreaming of, so you can decide what you want to work on, when you want to work on it. But it's also the pressure you have to do something consistently. So, for example, if you have like a small creativity break, for example, and you can't produce music at the moment, it's at one point totally fine to take a small break, but you have to come back, because if you're not going on working on it, others will come and take your spot immediately, because there are, like, as we said, so many DJs, so many producers out there, and they all have the same vision, they have the same dreams maybe, so they just wait for their moment to take a spot in the scene. So I think you have to keep on working consistently, but always find like a middle way that yourself is feeling fine with it. And it's like really exhausting sometimes to get motivation and be like, oh, now I'm gonna sit on my computer for another day at home, even when the sun is out, and be like, I have to produce this track finally. So it can be really exhausting. Also, like, you have usually long travels. So like 50% of my weekend, like on a 24-hour day, 50% of the whole weekend maybe is sitting in the train or in the planes. So it really takes a lot of time and energy to move on. And sometimes after a show, you're getting in the hotel, have like 2, 3, 4 hours of sleep maximum. Then if you're lucky, you eat some breakfast, and then you will like drive to the next show. And in the train, you're not feeling like, oh yeah, I'm going to put on my computer and do a track right now. So you're maybe just like, okay, I'll try to maybe get some more sleep or just like calm down a little bit. So it's really exhausting overall, I think. Because what my friends think sometimes, and also my parents thought at first place, they all thought that I'm just living the dream life. Like, yeah, you can go wherever you want to. You can just do whatever you want to. Like at any time, you can just chill at home during the week. But sometimes it takes like 2 or 3 days after the weekend for me to fully recover, to come back to like mental strength, to like be really calm again. And then, like after, if you take until Wednesday, Thursday to really calm down, it's Friday,
and then you
go
got
on
more
again.
gigs.
It's the same. Oh shit, here we go again.
Literally the exact meme. So yeah, I was always going to ask, obviously, understand that, yeah, it looks like a dream life, and I'm sure it is. Like, I'm sure it's a great life.
100%.
There are those moments where it does get difficult and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
Also,
you mentioned.
As I said, like for some people, if you're not like the most extrovert person, what like for me, my personal myself isn't like the most extrovert. So if I come to like another show, I will meet like at least 3 to 4 to 5 new people. So I will talk the same what I talked to like everyone before. I will talk about this maybe again and again and again and again. Every weekend you will talk about maybe the same stuff, and it can get so exhausting. Like meeting new people, the like this socializing part with new people can be so hard. Even for me, when I'm not the most introvert, it's still like really exhausting meeting so many new people. So many things are coming to your head and everything. It's not about the real stress, what like a worker on, like if you work on the streets or anything, like if you're building houses or whatever, this is like it can be like exhausting for your body and everything, but this kind of work, this socializing part, is like really going into your
for
head.
your mind, yeah. For you, like, yeah. I know what you mean. Even like after a night of socializing, even just like just going out clubbing, just socializing, you get exhausted. I can imagine how it must feel for like people like you who do it every weekend pretty much.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
What's like, do you take breaks in between? Like, do you have weekends off where you're just like, that's it, no shows this weekend? Or, this month I'm just going to go no shows? Or are you sort of just right like always just doing shows?
No, we're just really pushing right now. I had like 2 weeks off at start of the year because my wisdom teeth got like...
Removed?
Yeah, it got removed.
Yeah.
So I had to take a break for 2 weeks. I couldn't play because I also decided to take it off. I could have leave it in for longer, but I was like, no, we're going to take it off.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take 2 weeks of staying at home. But in these 2 weeks, I was like, I really want to go out again. So it's like also, again, it's a two-sided story. Like at some point, I really would like to take a break and be like, okay, let's take a weekend off. But when I take the weekend off, I'd be like, oh my God, I want to go out. I want to go play again. And then I see again the videos on Instagram of every other DJ who's playing in this weekend and be like, fuck, I could be this guy right now. And then I'll be like, okay, let's get it done for the next weeks and let's play again.
You gotta find a balance.
It's like really difficult to really take a break. It's really difficult.
Yeah, that's 100%, because I know a lot of DJs who sort of take time off.
Yeah, it's also like the point where we talked about, it's you have to work consistently. So sometimes you have the feeling if you're not playing a weekend, you fall apart, and everyone is going on, and you will like make a step back. But it's only the feeling inside yourself. It's not like this. Yeah, you can take a break. You can easily just say, guys, I need a break for maybe 1 month. Give me some time to come back, and you will come back, and everyone is like appreciating it and everything. But it's not what I feel inside.
100%. Yeah, I think that's a good point to make. That most people probably appreciate if you take a break.
Yeah, for sure.
But you yourself, you want to keep working.
Also a lot of friends telling me, Tom, when do you finally will take a break? And I'll be like, as long as I'm feeling like this right now, I'm feeling really good. I'm having the energy, and I can keep the vibe also with my mental health. Right now, I'm feeling really good. Right now, I think I can keep going. And also with my management and everything, we work really close together. So if we have like the slightest idea of that I'm not feeling good again or not feeling good anymore, we will like take the break immediately. So we all aware that this point can come that I say stop.
Do you think you're at a point now where you can continue this run of shows?
What do you mean?
Like, do you feel any burnout sort of coming along, or do you feel like you can keep going?
Yeah, that's also like a good point to talk about, but this will go like really deep, and I don't want to go too deep inside. But
we can go
I would
deep.
just give a short like explanation for myself. I stopped doing drugs. Like I want to be honest with y'all guys. The most of the DJs did something, at least like drinking or smoking weed or like doing anything. And at some point I was like quitting everything to keep my head clear. And it really helped out to get away from this, what you're saying, the burnout part. Because right now I have a clear mind and I can sort my ideas and everything. So I know what I'm doing and I know where my body is saying, okay, we need a break. So I'm not like forcing myself to go on. Like I go on because I want to, because I can.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that. Yeah, quitting alcohol, drugs, and all the things, it clears your mind a lot. Like
100%. I feel so much better, and this is one of the biggest advices I can give to every DJ or everyone out there. But I can imagine if you're not a DJ or anything and you just go out party and want to drink some beers or get high or anything, I can totally understand 100%. But for the DJs who are playing and do really want to make it, I can just give the advice to stop quitting this shit, because keeping a clear mind is like one of the most important things for this job, because it can get so exhausting and you're just running away from your problems while getting fucked.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. I think as a creative as well.
Yeah, I don't know. Some people say they're super creative when they smoke weed while producing. But I have friends, I don't want to say their names, but if he's listening to it, he will know. He said he quitted like smoking weed, and he was always like, I need to smoke weed to be creative and making music. And then he quitted smoking, and like after months he said to me, bro, like I'm even more creative. I'm producing so many tracks right now and I'm like doing so good. I feel so good without smoking weed. And I was like, yeah, I told you like 4 months ago we just stop. But yeah, now we like recognize and be like, we did the right thing now.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think as you said, as a creative though, I feel like just being in any sort of creative field, people can sort of, I think it just depends on the person as well. Obviously.
Also, for sure. 100%.
Yeah, 100%. But I think, as you said, you know, having a clear mind is also important.
Yeah, I can't speak for maybe some people, they can like get fucked every weekend and still keep a clear mind. I don't want to like pressure someone to do something they don't want to do it. So it's totally fine. Do your stuff. Do what makes yourself happy and what you're comfortable with. But consider that maybe if you're doing stuff to run away from something, you're not facing the reality. Yeah. Maybe you're just like living in some sort of like imaginary world right now. Yeah, maybe, 100%. But it's just a maybe, you know?
Yeah, no, it all depends on the person. But I think, as you said, yeah, I mean, alcohol and drugs are like, they do sort of clog the mind up
100%,
inevitably.
Yes.
So I think it's a very good sort of point to finish on.
Stop doing drugs, kids.
Yeah, I think that's a good point to finish on. Very, I guess, in a positive way, I guess, in a sense. Sort of talking about the issues, because I feel like people have mentioned to me, you know, talk about those realities of like the drug use within DJing and the sort of burnout and the mental health aspects of it.
This is the reality, you know? Like, it's not only about the music and everything. There are humans, you know? We're all humans in this world, you know, like in the scene. So we have problems and we have things we have to face, you know? It's not everything's the bright side, you know?
100%, yeah. I think you've done very well highlighting a lot of those sort of hidden elements.
Yeah, for sure.
As we said it right at the start of the podcast, social media makes it seem like it's just a glamorous lifestyle, but
yes,
no one's ever going to show the tough stuff or like the hard stuff or the ugly stuff.
We should talk more about stuff 100%. Like this, because friends told me like sometimes they would like me to talk about also the bad things about it, because they always see the videos of everything is going well, but they know me in person and be like, but it's not like this. So maybe you should do it also for the publicity. Talk to the people and tell them what it's really like, but it's also hard to show your weak sides, you know? Yeah. That's why I'm like happy to like talk about this today a little bit, because now you can see like that also we're just humans.
Well, no, I really appreciate you talking about that stuff. I know it can be difficult, sort of highlighting the ugly stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
But so
for sure.
I appreciate you sort of talking about the stuff and bringing the light to it. And obviously, hopefully, everyone listening has sort of gained something from this, or DJs listening to this as well. Hopefully, you guys have gained something from this because it's I think it's important, but it's not talked about enough.
Yeah.
So obviously, thank you to Trancys, to Tom, for talking about this stuff. Hopefully, you guys obviously enjoyed it as usual. But yeah, hopefully,
Yeah, thank you so much for the invitation.
No, thank you so much for coming in. Hopefully you enjoy the rest of your stay in Australia.
We definitely do.
Yes, thank you guys. Take care.